answer.
Back here, first things first, we'll talk a little NFL Draft Super 6. One of the questions for tonight's contest is the yes-no variety. We're going to need it in paragraph form, though, guys, so listen carefully. Will the New England Patriots draft a quarterback in the first round? Nick Wright, what do you think?
The answer to that is no, and I'll do this very quickly. Jenna, you doubt my ability to win the Super 6. I'll give you all 6 winners. What team's going to draft Tua? It's the Dolphins. Who are the Eagles going to draft their first pick? It's a wide receiver. No to the Patriots on the quarterback. Any other team on who's drafting Jerry Jeudy, Andrew Thomas as the first offensive lineman, and LSU with the most first-rounders of any team. There's all 6 of your Super 6 winners. Split the money with me, America. I took care of all of this for us, Wilds, but for your Patriots, the answer is no.
Well, that hurts my feelings that we're not getting a quarterback in the first round, but you've never been wrong on the Super 6, Nick. America should trust you. I trust you. You've done a great job on this. You're the best prognosticator in all of the country, maybe all the world.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Goodness.
My answer here is no as well. I don't see them drafting a quarterback because they've had so much success in drafting guys in the second, third, and fourth round that contribute to their team. Just think about the second rounders they have. Gronk, Jamie Collins, and Jimmy G, who they traded on to the San Francisco 49ers, and he played in the Super Bowl. Why would they want to draft a first rounder when they feel as though they can draft a second, third, or fourth rounder and he can play just as good as a first rounder? So the answer is no.
Nick, I don't doubt your knowledge, and today I don't doubt your color choice in sweaters. So there you go. Before the NFL draft kicks off tonight, download the Fox Bet Super 6 app and play for free for a chance to do something that Nick Wright has never done before, and that is to win $10,000. All right, let's move on. Speaking
You're right, I won 25. You're right, I didn't win 10.
Draft,
25 when I won.
Tonight's first round gets underway in I'm going to say 11 hours. Math is hard this early, but that inspired us to come up with a brand new segment, give or take like 3 hours. Just watch tonight, then you're done. We're going to do a segment called Wouldn't It Be Crazy If? So we're going to go through a couple of scenarios that could unfold with tonight's draft. Nick, you're first up. It wouldn't be crazy if.
The Chiefs trade Chris Jones tonight during the draft. The Chiefs have 3 options for their best defensive player. Pay him $20 million per year, which seems untenable. Have him play under the franchise tag this year and then get nothing for him, or do what the Niners did with DeForest Buckner and trade him for a mid-first round pick. People wildly underrate how excellent Chris Jones is. One of 4 players with at least 9 sacks and 20 quarterback hits the last 2 years. The other guys are TJ Watt, Cam Jordan, Aaron Donald, and then there's Chris Jones. So Tampa at 14 to buttress that defense. Now they have Brady and Gronk. Atlanta at 16, maybe the Eagles at 21. It wouldn't be crazy if the Chiefs Wilds trade Chris Jones tonight during the draft.
It's a great take, Nick. Brian, I think we're headed for some rough waters here. That one of these days you're going to wake up and you're going to see a text from me, and I'm going to say, hey, take it easy on Nick today. Let's not make fun of Nick. We just have to be handling him with kid gloves. You'll be like, why? I'm like, well, the Chiefs are starting to ship players out to make room for Patrick Mahomes' huge salary. Nick, it's happened to the Patriots. It's going to be a very rough, few years for you as you start to see your favorite players move to other teams because Patrick Mahomes is going to have to get $40, $50, $100 million a year.
Kevin, I think you're right. They're going to have to pay Patrick Mahomes a bunch of money, and that means some guys are going to have to leave. But if they decide to trade Chris Jones, who, in my opinion, was the reason, probably one of the biggest reasons why they made the Super Bowl, his ability to stop the run and attack the passer, especially in the playoffs, was a big-time difference. When he came off that injury, he played superbly in the postseason. And the reason, to me, one of the biggest reasons, besides Patrick Mahomes, that they won the Super Bowl, they traded that guy. I'm not sure where this defense, who has some issues in covering guys, stopping the run in the past, where they turn to. So, yeah, they may trade him because they can't get the contract done, and it may be some value there. But you're losing a big piece if you take Chris Jones out of the middle of that defense.
Listen, I think he's the best player on the defense. With respect to our friend Tyrann Mathieu and Frank Clark, who they gave a bunch of money to, I think Chris Jones is the best guy. And you're right, in the Super Bowl, 2 huge pass deflections, 1 quarterback pressure that resulted in a pick. He was great. I just think for Brett Veach, this is going to be the most logical play. So, Jenna, it wouldn't be crazy if the Chiefs traded their best defensive player during the draft tonight.
All right, you heard it here first from Nick. Wilds, we turn it over to you now. It wouldn't be crazy if.
Okay. It wouldn't be crazy if Wisconsin's Jonathan Taylor led your team to the playoffs for 5 straight years. He's going to be the steal of the draft. He might not even get drafted tonight, which is insane. I'm going to go through 150 full screens to convince you that I'm right here. This guy is consistently excellent. The only constant is change in Jonathan Taylor. This guy has done it since day one. He stepped into the field in Madison, Wisconsin. What did he do, you ask? Great question. Here's the most career yards in 3 years. Jonathan Taylor, number 1. Herschel Walker, number 2. Herschel Walker had a great season, a great NFL career, and Jonathan Taylor's going to be right alongside him. How about the next full screen? Most career rushing yards. Where's Jonathan Taylor? Oh, there he is. He only played 3 seasons. Look at the guys on this list. Ricky Williams, Tony Dorsett. Oh, another Wisconsin great, Ron Dane. So it's not like he was just putting up, compiling numbers. Look at this single season. He's getting it done too. Boom, Barry Sanders, Melvin Gordon, Marcus Allen. There's Jonathan Taylor. But what else is he doing? They're like, oh, hey, no, Jonathan Taylor, it's Wisconsin. They got a big offensive line. No, he's very, very fast. For some reason, there was this narrative out that he was just sort of a product of the system. Then he went to the combine, ran a 4.39. Guess who that's a little bit faster than? Saquon Barkley. 2 guys over 225 pounds. He matches up great. Does he catch the ball as well as Saquon? Not yet. Well, look at this. Boom. The 4 leading rushers in the NFL last year, Jonathan Taylor is faster than all of them. He runs a little bit like Ezekiel Elliott. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, next full screen. Boom. Even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. It's a nice Will Rogers quote. Here's what we mean by that. Coming off of that great record-breaking year, Jonathan Taylor went out and said, you know what I need to get a little bit better at? Catching the ball. Went from 8 receptions to 26, 60 yards to 252, 0 touchdowns to 5. Now, Brian, there's one knock on the guy, which I think is outrageous. Outrageous, but I want your opinion on this. He carried the ball 926 times. We looked it up, and you carried the ball about 700 times in your college career. So he's got 200 more carries than you. People say, oh, we don't know. Maybe he took too many hits. We don't know how much tread is left on the tires. Is that a valid argument for people to pass on Jonathan Taylor?
You know, I mean, I think you made some very good points there. I don't know that that's a valid argument, but there is a question because you also know that for running backs, there is a shelf life. There is a certain amount of hits, a certain amount of cuts that you can make at a college and pro level. And then at that point, you fall off the shelf very quickly for a running back. So I think it is a valid concern. However, when you see the productivity that Jonathan Taylor had at Wisconsin, you just can't deny that he has speed, the 4.39 speed. He has the ability to run people over. And I think that he can help a team. I appreciate you giving the running back group some love, talking about Jonathan Taylor and his ability to carry a team to the playoffs for the next 5 seasons. I also wanted to throw in the fact, I was wondering what made you bring in a Wisconsin running back. And I dug up, and Dusty helped me dig this up, that your wife went to Wisconsin. So now it's starting to all make some sense. So you kind of, because you're at home, you're quarantining, you have to throw a little shot at the wife and help her out a little bit to make sure things are smooth in the household. I can appreciate that as well.
That's right.
So
we'll go Badgers.
5 straight
it's nice to root
seasons
for
in
Wisconsin.
5 straight seasons making the playoffs. It's a tall order. You talked about the other great running backs in the league, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon, Zeke, Le'Veon Bell. What did they all have in common? They're at 0 straight seasons making the playoffs. There's only 2 teams in football right now who currently have 5-year-plus playoff streaks, the Chiefs and the Patriots. So you've got the team with the greatest quarterback ever in a dynasty, plus New England, as the only 2 teams who have actually made the playoffs 5 straight years. However, Wilds, I'm actually going to agree with you on this. I do think there's a chance Jonathan Taylor's in the playoffs 5 straight years because I do think he's going to be available at pick 32. And you know who's sitting there at pick 32?
I know.
The Kansas City Chiefs, who need a running back and who are absolutely going to be in the playoffs for the next 5, 10, 15 straight years. So I rarely say this, Wilds. Good take by you. And he won't even have to change colors. White and red at Wisconsin, white and red with the Chiefs, Wilds.
There you go.
I hate to say it. Our researcher, Dusty, brought that up, and I was like, man, I'd be happy for Jonathan Taylor, and I'd be happy for Nick. I hate to say it. I want to make fun of you, but I would be happy for both of you guys. So.
All right. Well, Wild said it. Wouldn't be crazy if Jonathan Taylor led you to the playoffs for 5 straight years, be it with the Chiefs or, say, any other team. Ryan Westbrook, let's throw it to you now. It wouldn't be crazy if.
It wouldn't be crazy if the Dallas Cowboys traded Dak Prescott during the draft. And it has to be right at the beginning of the draft because, of course, they want to be able to get a first-round pick in return, and probably some more, maybe a first and a fourth, first and a third in return for Dak. And here's the truth. This is what you're getting from Dak Prescott. And we'll take a look at the graphic here. You're getting a quarterback that, you know, as far as his career goes, he's rated his best career in passing yards, his best career stats in yards per pass, his passing touchdowns and completions over 20 yards. That's the type of quarterback that you're getting. To me, that will help any team in the NFL right now. Let's just say for a team like the Chargers that's going to get Derwin James back. They have Melvin Ingram, Bosa.